Look at this. This case looks amazing. And it's finally out. I've been waiting for this case for a long time. Look at this. This is great. Ah. Oh wait, what?
So the included fans, and they told us that they didn't even have any exhaust fans.
What did?
These giant
What
fans
did they do to this?
I think the top panel specifically, and also the
Oh,
top panel are just way too loose.
seriously?
You can easily pop it off.
What the heck is plastic? Are you kidding me?
So they might want to fix that on a future revision. I do like the fact that
That is flimsy.
Alright, today we are looking at the CoolerMaster H500P.
What the? Okay, so this is the CoolerMaster H500P mid tower that I'm finding currently on Newegg for $149.99. I just looked on Amazon, and it looks like right now Amazon.com themselves are sold out, but they're going through third-party sellers, so you can get from them, but not for as good a price as this. So let's cover some of the things that they did right. They did include on this top panel here, there is mounting, it looks like for up to, let's see, let's take a look here. It'll support up to a 360 millimeter radiator. What's nice about the way this top mounting is up on the top is that if you have something even as fancy as a Kraken X62, which is a 280 millimeter cooler, this thing will fit in the top of the case. I've seen videos that have proved this. So if you're worried about any kind of clearance, it looks like this case will do it justice. Okay, so what am I talking about? My top 5 missed points about this case. Number 1 is front and center, right there. Okay, the thing I have to ask about the front of this case is, why do you have these gorgeous 200 millimeter fans with these side panels, yet the fans are in front of the case, so there's very little clearance between the front of the fans and this plastic that's in the front? That's just, it makes no sense to me. I think they would have done a far better job on this front panel by using a nice mesh cover or mesh grill in the front. In fact, I saw a picture on Twitter over on, from Gamers Nexus that looked like they did exactly that. So it's like, why didn't they think of this? I think it would have been a far smarter job to do a really nice decorative mesh grill cover for the front of this case. That way you still have the really good airflow from the 200 millimeter fans, and you're not choking off your air. Okay, so what is point number 2 that I'm finding wrong with this case? Right here. Okay, a lot of cases nowadays have the thumb screws on the back that will allow you to slide out or allow it to pop off to allow you to slide in a power supply. This case doesn't include that, and I cannot figure out why. So instead, what this case has is it has this two-part, let me get here in frame, it has this 2-part shroud, okay, which granted 2-part shrouds are nice, but you have to remove the whole shroud in order to install your power supply. That is the only way to do it. It can't go from the back. It can't go from, can't go in the back side. You have to take off the shroud to do this. And the mounting mechanism, the mounting for this shroud takes a lot of screws. I mean, it may not be a huge deal to some, but to me it was kind of like a missed opportunity. I think they would have done far better to have the ability to have a bracket on the back. That way you could just slid in your PSU and it would have been good to go. Would have been easy to do. Don't know why it wasn't included. I do like the fact that you have 2 SSD caddies that could either be mounted on top of the PSU shroud like here. In fact, I think it looks like you can either have them on top of these brackets, the top of these sleds, or you can have them tucked underneath. or you can take the sleds off and put them behind the motherboard tray. This comes to point number 3 that I think was really missed with this case. There doesn't appear to be a hole on the top of the PSU shroud to route your PCI Express cables. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand why you can't have holes on that backside of the PSU shroud to where you can route your cables up to your graphics card. Now, granted, I think part of this is due to the fact that of the modular design of this PSU shroud, to where you can slide it back for a radiator. But it doesn't give you in my opinion, it doesn't really give you a good aesthetic opportunity for routing a PCI Express cable. So what you end up having to do is you probably end up having to use one of these rubber grommets on the side. Is this a deal breaker for a lot of people? Probably not. But it's just one of those things that I've seen a lot of in cases that have this type of PSU shroud, but there's no routing hole for it. And I don't understand why. Okay. Let me get to another shot here. And this time I'm going to pick on the back of the case. This is point number 4 in things that were missed with this case. In fact, it may be 4 and 5. The big point is one of the things that was pointed out with this case is that you were going to have the ability to install your graphics card vertically. Finally, a case that allows you to show off these beautiful RGB graphics cards. But there's actually 2 problems mixed into one here. One, look at where the vertical slots are on here. These things are so close to the side panel that if you put anything other than a reference style card in here, why? Why would you bother? Because you're not going to get any airflow. What I think may have been a smarter move, I don't know how logistically feasible it would have been, but they do have a vertical GPU mounting kit that has been sold in the past that works with all the master case and master box cards, at least according to their website, a vertical GPU mount that you can actually install into the case. There's no vertical GPU mount included with this case. You have to get it separately. For $150, it would have made sense to have something included with that, especially since it was shown off seeing a vertical GPU mount as being something that was going to be a feature with this case. Why wasn't it not included? And why for love of creation was the vertical slots posted so close to the side of the case? It was just a bummer, because this was a case I was really looking forward to. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Let's see here. Okay. See that thing in the middle? That's point number 5 right there. I watched some videos about this, and I cannot figure out why this mounting mechanism exists. Call me picky. Call me nitpicky all you want. But when you look at the inside of this, all this does is inside there's a metal. It's kind of like on some storage lockers that you see, where you turn the key and there's like a metal flap that turns with this screw. So it's not really a locking mechanism. Well, it is a locking mechanism because it does hold it up into place, but it doesn't seem to hold it as sturdy as I think thumb screws would have. Now, granted, it does have the rail on the bottom that will hold it, so where when you unlock it, it will pivot out and it will hold it. So that way all you gotta do is just lift it off. But I'm not sure why they didn't put 2 thumb screws on the corners. Again, it's just one of those things that just boggles the imagination. I don't get why that particular mounting system was thought of for a $150 case. I just don't get it. So, I reached out to them on Twitter. I says, "Are you guys planning on possibly revisiting this? Maybe doing a revision?" And apparently there are no plans to revisit it at this point in time. But it's kind of really left me on the fence. Is this a case that I would build in? Well, maybe. If there was an ability to mod this somehow to where you could take this front panel and take the plastic off and put mesh on there, I suppose I could do without the vertical graphics card, but it's one thing I was looking forward to. I mean, I love the fans. The fans are like the showstopper piece because they're 200 millimeters. They are in your face. They're RGB. It looks like the case is going to take off like a jet plane. I mean, it just looks awesome. I mean, I love the way that the aesthetics look. But when you look at the construction, the other thing that just drove me nuts, and you saw at the beginning of this video, when I was sitting there watching some of the videos of other reviewers of this case, it's like, okay, so the top piece, unless you just set this on your desk and forget about it, that top's going to come off pretty handily, almost a little too handily in my opinion, and the front comes off really easy. So it's like, I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's cool, but is it? I just don't know. What do you do in a situation like this? So, ladies and gents, that is my quick rundown. That is my top 5 things that I think were maybe just a little missed opportunity with this stunningly gorgeous case. I mean, there are people who really love this case, and it has a lot going for it. It really, really does. I was just kind of hoping for $150 that some things may have been done a little bit differently, and it's a little disappointing, but it's still a nice case. If you just build in it and leave it on your desk and let it sit there, I'm sure you'll be more than happy with it. If you don't care about the graphics card being vertical, I'm sure you'll love it. There's people who do custom water cooling in this case, and they think it is a wonderful case. So, love it, hate it, kind of on the fence about it. It's here, and it's here to stay. So, will I get one to actually build in? I'm not sure. Maybe. It all depends. Let me know what you think. Have you went and bought this case? And if so, what has been your build experience with it? Did you think that it was well constructed? Did you think that it fell apart too much? I mean, were there missed opportunities that you saw with this case also? By all means, go ahead and drop your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this case. And I gotta admit, it looks nice, but does it hold up to the scrutiny? That is up to the individual person to decide, because there's a lot of computer case choices in 2017, and it's a beautiful time to be building a computer, especially with all the plethora of hardware that's out there today. So if you thought this video was entertaining and at least somewhat informative, go ahead and smack that like button. It's right over there. You know you want it. And if you haven't already and you want to subscribe to us for some more random thoughts and commentary, go ahead and smack that subscribe button. It is right down there. Smack with a hammer. Don't let anybody know whatever hit it. Until next time, as I always say, live a little random each day, and we will catch you in the next one.